All right, let's get ready to do this thing. The most alpha verses I've marked in the book of Proverbs. Now, what that entails is I'm not telling you these are the only alpha verses in the book of Proverbs. The entire book of Proverbs is alpha. But these are books that I have in the present in the Bible that I'm going to be reading from today. I've read this Bible 5 times. So there's different markings in this Bible, man. And some were going through the first time, some the second time, some the third time. But there's a bunch of markings in this joint, man. So I want y'all to roll with me, man. We're going to talk about the things that I have marked. Not the things that you think, not the things that you believe, the things that I have marked. So, salute to the brothers. Let's start off. Now, chapter 1 was a major introduction to the book, man, but I didn't start marking until chapter 2. And I marked verses 5 through 8 and 10 through 12 and also 16 and 17. So what I've got is this. Let's go ahead and start at 4. If thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hid treasures, we talk about knowledge, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. You know, I spoke about this the other day, man, maybe a couple shows ago, where when you have your mind focused on your logic, reason, understanding, wisdom, and knowledge, then you understand that even when you find yourself in a situation where emotion has taken over, your logic will step in and be a buffer between the damage that you being emotional could be causing and the reality of the fact that you're just a logical man who's been caught up in an emotional space. So I say again, when wisdom entereth in thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man and the man that speaketh froward things. That's how you end up not getting caught up in the drama of these fools. That's how you end up not getting caught up in the drama of this idiocy. That's how you end up getting caught up in the foolishness that these brothers will try to bring you into. They'll try to bring you into some foolishness because they're not where they need to be as far as wisdom, understanding, and knowledge goes. We call it discernment. That's what the Christian church calls it, discernment. But you see, discernment ain't a new thing. It is already spoken about here in the book of Proverbs. So not only does it deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, but verse 16, 17, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. That is how men get caught up in tricking off and dating, because they caught up in they want to be flattered with the woman's words. Oh, you're the one I choose. Oh, it is you. Oh, I want you to come over. I want you to be my boyfriend. I want to be your girlfriend. The flattering of her words, man, which forsaketh the God of her youth and forgetteth the covenant of her God. And forgetteth the covenant of her God. Now, how is this old book with even older scripture addressing the women that we deal with today who have forgotten the covenant of their God? You know why? Because they don't have a man to guide them. They don't have a man that forces them. If 80% of the men out here adopted the my will, no way mentality, women would fall in line. They wouldn't be getting tricked off on if they did. Even a man who's going to trick off on a woman, if you got paper and you want to spend it on a woman, then you would only spend it if she fell in line, if she understood it's your way or no way. At least she will be earning whatever she got. See, Rob, appreciate the $2 super chat. Now, verse 3. Chapter 3, rather. Verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Now, why when you get to the New Testament do they tell you you're not bound by the law anymore? You're not bound by the law anymore. When I'm looking at it right here, where it says, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. If I'm not bound by the law anymore, why am I being told to keep the commandments right here? For length of days and long life and peace shall they add unto thee. The major part of that is peace. Peace shall they add to you. Peace. Man, listen, you could get money. You can get money, but can you get peace with all you're getting? Alice Jackson, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Bro, say salute BOA King at SJ3 at D Flemings. Power, I see you. No doubt, brother. Appreciate you being in the joint, HA, man, as always. Verse 4, so shalt thou find. Now, this is talking about if you keep the commandment, if you do not forget the law, once they add length of days and long life and peace to you, then so shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Not just God. You see, when a man's ways pleaseth God, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. That was verse 7. Then we jump down to verse 11. Again, these are verses that I have marked in the book of Proverbs. So we're going to skip around to just the things that I have marked. There are some great other verses in here that I haven't marked because for whatever reason, I didn't mark them. But these are the things that I have marked. And I'll be honest with you, if you just apply the things that I've got marked, this will change your life tremendously. I'm not telling you these things just to share with you. I'm telling you, if your life is in turmoil and you don't know which direction to go and you're suffering from confusion about spirituality versus religion, just apply these things to your life and let God do his work. So verse 11, we're still in chapter 3. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. Don't get tired of the Lord correcting you. Why? For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. If you're out here living all crazy, wild, willy-nilly, and you ain't getting no punishment, man, God ain't got no love for you. He's just letting you do your thing until you finally meet your eventual end. As long as you're being corrected, the Most High has love for you, man. These are the type of things that you're not going to hear in a church. Now we skip all the way down to verse 28. Verse 27, 28, 30, and 31. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give thee, when thou hast it by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. In other words, don't be a hater. This is the definition of being a hater. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. This is the book of Proverbs talking about don't be a hater. Talking about don't stir up strife. Talking about don't be initiating no foolishness and no drama. Now, how many men have you ever met who do that? Going directly against what it means to be a man. See, before you can be a man of God, you got to be a man. You got to look at the entire framing of the phrase man of God. It doesn't say be a God. It doesn't say be a person of God. It doesn't say be a dog of God, a giraffe of God, a hat of God, a bedspread of God. It says be a man of God. This is how you be a man of God. You're on two kind of men in the world. You're a man of God or you're a man of Satan. You're either a man of righteousness or a man of evil. There is no in between. Whichever way you lean to is the side you go to. Strive not with the man without cause, even if he have done thee no harm. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. So when you hear somebody talking about oppressing their people to come up, he's choosing the ways of the oppressor. That's what the oppressor does. The oppressor oppresses your people to come up. He oppresses other people to come up, even his own people. So you adopt the ways of the oppressor and you oppress your own people. Take advantage of your own people. Get over on your own people and you expect to be respected. Let me tell you something. And this is real talk. If you're an evil man It don't matter how powerful and strong you think you are. I'll take you head on and you will never defeat me. Because God is with me, not you. There are powers that I have access to that you don't have access to. That's the bottom line. I'm going to live and die on that principle. That's just the reality of the scenario. I promise you I'm going to live down that principle. I'll never back down from a man, ever. I'll never back down from a human man because God is with me. I have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. And nor do you, brothers. Align yourself with the Most High. You ain't got to be no holy roller, Bible scholar, going to church, doing all that. You got to go to seminary or none of that, man. Just do what chapter 3, verse 1 said. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. And cats all want to talk, but what about slavery? Everybody wasn't a slave. Just like everybody ain't broke right now. Now, chapter 4. Brand Man, appreciate the $5 super chat. Brother Brand Man say greeting. I'm currently reading the book of Proverbs myself. I can't wait for this. Salute. Salute to you, brother. Salute. And this will be our new thing, man. On Saturday, man. I don't know if I'm going to keep the name Saturday Sermon. I may. We'll just see. Because everybody does a Sunday sermon, but who does a Saturday sermon? Chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You see, wisdom without understanding, anybody can parlay wisdom upon you. Anybody can. If I'm a wise man and I'm speaking to you, I'm parlaying wisdom upon you. But if you don't understand the wisdom, you are just like a man with glasses on reading a book. With dark shades on, a blind man reading a book. You're opening the book, you're flipping the pages, but you're not absorbing any of the information because you must get understanding at the same time. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge. Those are the things that you must have to become successful. I mean, all across the board. You can cheat your way into getting plenty of money. I'm talking about successful across the board, where you get that peace, wealth, health, all of these things. Chapter 4, verse 13, 14, 15. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. Man, once you show me that you even have an inclination to do evil, once you show me you have the inclination to be dirty, once you show me you have the inclination to be messy as a man, once you show me you have the inclination to be a hater, once you show me you have the inclination to go against the word of the Most High and sow up strife among brethren and so create strife with a man even though he's done you no harm, I cut you off completely. Period. There is nothing we can discuss. There is nothing we can discuss. It's done. I have a life to protect. I have a spiritual man to protect. I have a future to protect. I have a wealth building strategy, a lifelong wealth building strategy to protect. I have generational wealth to continue to create. I have things to do that don't require me keeping the company of those men who have no moral compass. Verse 18, 19, still in chapter 4. Let's go ahead and do 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Let me tell you something, brothers. You can look around and you can see some men that are dirty. You know they dirty, but they getting plenty of money. But we as alpha men, we don't allow a man having money to determine to us whether he's right. You cannot judge righteousness by wealth. You cannot judge a man's moral compass by wealth. You cannot judge a man's internal fiber by wealth. Some of the wealthiest men in the world are also some of the most evil. So we don't let wealth define us and give us the definition of who a man is. Verse 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Or shall I say 23 to 27? Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips, put far from thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right nor to the left, remove thy feet from evil. You know, we always talk about the path of Alpha is a lonely path. It is a straightforward path. If you stay on that path, your blessings are on that path. Everything you need to have in your life is on that path. You must stay on that path. There is a path that your life must be on. There is a path that your success, your health, your wealth, your peace, everything is on that path. If you stray to the left or the right, you're going to be missing the blessings in your life. That's how regret is built. You live here 80 years and you miss 70% of your blessings because you're not on the path you need to be on. So now you're 80 years old and you're miserable as hell because you still got to go out and try to find a piece of job somewhere, working at Home Depot or somewhere, moving around slow as a tortoise because you have not gained the blessings of wisdom, understanding, knowledge, health, wealth, and peace of mind because you won't stay on your path. When you find your path in life, brother, you better stay on it. I don't care who try to knock you off of it. There is no emotional overwhelming in your path to the place you're supposed to be. Any point in your life where you're emotionally overwhelmed, you are not on your path. Let that be your motivation. If you can't find the time to eat, clean, and work out, let that be your motivation. You're not on your path. If you're sitting around eat ho-hos and dum-dums, cream pies all the time, you are not on your path. That is on no man's path. That is not on a path. That is on the side of the road in a ditch, letting life pass you by. Chapter 5, verse 3. Let's go ahead and do verse 1, 2, and 3. I like to read a few verses before sometime to give it context, so I won't just be pulling things out of thin air like the preachers in the church do. Verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. She know all the right things to say. She know all the right things to do. She know the right environment to create to pull all the manhood out of you. She knows. All right, let's go to chapter 18, verse 18. Let's go 22, 23. Let's jump ahead and do 21 before that. For the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. In the greatness of his folly, he shall go astray. It doesn't matter how you're living in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. That's young. Eventually, your ways are going to catch up with you. So if you're a man that believes in YOLO, you only live once, okay, you only live once. But it could be long. What are you going to do about now? What are you going to do about today? What are you going to do about the things you need to be doing in order to build a life you want? What are you going to do about those things? Are you going to keep following the lead of guys who are going nowhere? C. Rob, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Bro, say praise to the Most High. Salute, Dr. BOA. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. Chapter 6, Proverbs chapter 6. Again, if you're just joining me, man, we are here going through the most alpha verses that I have marked in my book of Proverbs. In my actual Bible, these are things that I have highlighted, marked through, or I have drawn an asterisk on the number of the verse, or I have, circled with a pen or something. These are things that I have marked. Verse 6, chapter 6, verse 3. Do this now, my son. As a matter of fact, I won't even call out the chapters anymore. We're just going to run this thing we're just going to hit them all up. If you read the whole book of Proverbs, you'll see these things. I'm not going to call out the numbers and chapters and all that. You know what I'm saying? If you want all that, then you're being lazy. Just read the whole book. Highlight the things that move you spiritually. So, do this now, my son, and deliver thyself. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go, humble thyself, and make sure thy friend. Make sure thy friend. Make sure that the people you call your friend are actually your friend. Humble thyself. That means don't be so cocky as to think you're so amazing, you're so tough that won't nobody cross you, that the people you call your friends won't cross you. Some of the biggest gangsters in the world have been crossed by friends. You got to understand, you have to stay in a humble frame of mind in situations like that keeps you on the alert. When you're comfortable, you're not humble. Being comfortable in an environment outside of your own home, being comfortable in a public environment, being comfortable in an environment, especially when there's the possibility of evil or any of that, being comfortable in an environment represents a cockiness. You are really pompous if you're comfortable in an environment around people that you feel, if you feel like you can trust these people. Who can you really trust? Who can you really trust enough to just be totally comfortable in an environment? You know what I'm saying? If I pull up around my partners right now, man, I'm still taking the twins, the same old twins. You understand? You know what I'm saying? My partners, they'll tell you what the twins are. I keep the twins in shoulder holsters. I pull them boys out like a cop movie. You know what I'm saying? Like Nicolas Cage, I pull them out. Bam, that's why I got them. I got them off new Face Off. I grabbed the two DEs off Face Off. When I saw Face Off, man, I said, you know what, man? That's what I want. I want those two DEs and I want them in shoulder holsters, man. So that's what it is. But when I go around the people that I call my partners from way back, I'm always on the ready. You know what I'm saying? Nothing may ever go down, but I'm always on the ready for it. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know no man on earth, man, that I won't kill for crossing me. I don't know no man on earth that I won't kill before I let him kill me. There's no man on earth. There's no man on earth that I view as such a friend that I won't take him out if the situation calls for it. I just value my life so much more than I value everybody else's life. So there's no man that I'm going to trust enough that he can get the drop on me. There are no cat that I'm going to ever be so cool with that he can get the drop on me and set me up. I don't trust no dude like that. And I never will. It just ain't in me to do. So my partner gonna have to roll up on me like he an enemy. He gonna have to roll up, fired up in broad daylight, cause it ain't gonna be no thing where he just chilling and I don't know, he done let some cats roll up on me. He done let some cats in my crib or something like that. And we ain't gonna never be that type. You know what I'm saying? That stuff in public, man. That stuff ain't for the crib. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it, man. You ain't coming to the crib. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to get together, man, and get a few boppers down at the condo, but you ain't never coming to the crib. It ain't gonna happen. I'll never let it happen. So, go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. A sluggard is a lazy cat. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Or as it's defined here, a work hater. A sluggard is a hater of work, a hater of grind, a hater of hustle, a hater of muscle, a hater of getting it, a hater of going for it, a hater of living their life, a hater of pursuing goals, a hater of setting goals, a hater of setting plans, a hater of pursuing plans, a hater of moving forward. So you go to the ant, consider her ways and be wise. which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, which means she don't need no damn boss to do her work, provided her meat in the summer and gathered her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou rise out of thy sleep? Yet a little slumber, a little sleep, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. That's why we talk about get to your money. That's why we talk about build your finances. That's why we talk about create generational wealth. That's why we talk about stop tricking off your money on these bras. Stop tricking off your money on yourself. Don't even trick off on you. There's something bigger than you wearing some clothes. Because let me tell you something. Unless you're a multimillionaire, your life can change in a matter of days. Your life can change in a matter of days. Unless you're so situated that you don't really need to make no money. You can just make money off your money. If you don't need to generate any new revenue outside of making your money go earn money itself, you're not situated enough to throw caution to the wind when it comes to creating generational wealth. The more money you make, the bigger your nest egg should be. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. Froward means false, messy. Any man you see that's messy, he's a wicked man. A wicked man is messy. A wicked man keeping his mouth going. A wicked man is always talking about someone. A wicked man is always making up lies. A wicked man is always talking negative about somebody. A wicked man is always telling himself that he's more than he is. That's wicked. I'm not saying it. The book of Proverbs is saying it right here. This is King Solomon before he let the brows turn him sideways. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Know what teaching with your fingers is? Pointing. Pointing at folks. Hey, man, come here, let me tell you something. You see that cat over there, man? Hey, man, let me tell you something. I think such and such said something about you. Hey, man, come here, let me tell you something. I think they over there talking about you, man. I don't know why, I just got a feeling. Hey, come here, man, let me tell you something. I heard that they were saying this about you, man, the other day, man. I think we ought to go over there and check them, man. You got your gun? Hey, man, come here, let me tell you something, man. Next time you go over there, man, you tell them that you heard this, because I know they said it. I know this what they did. That's the type of dude I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't understand how you can just bypass, as Brother Devin just said, I don't understand how you can bypass all this information right here. This tells you how to be a man. And I know somebody listening on playback gonna hate this. It ain't a damn thing in the New Testament that tell you how to be a man. New Testament tell you how to be a punk. It tell you how to turn the other cheek. It tell you, he without sin, cast the first stone. That's the type of crap that the New Testament teach you, man. Teach you to be a punk. Teach you to be a wuss. It don't teach you to be a man of power. It don't teach you to be responsible for yourself and your environment. It don't teach you to keep evil men from around you. It tell you, well, we were all evil once. You got to all embrace everybody. It don't teach you to take somebody out, man, for disrespecting you. It teach you to turn the other cheek. If that's what you want to do, fine. But let me tell you something. And this goes for everybody who listens to this on playback. You can't be a man of God. A true man of God. You cannot be an Israelite man of God and a Christian at the same time. You can't be both. I say again, you cannot be an Israelite man of God, a descendant of the children of Israel, and worship God the way God intended for us to worship him as his chosen people, and be a Christian at the same time. You can't do it. If you're doing it, you're trying to cross the line. You're straddling the fence. You're straddling the fence. And nobody respects a fence straddler. You don't have the balls to pick a side because they're two different things. They're two different books. They're two different pieces of information, and they come from two totally different time periods with a 400-year period between the two. There's a 400-year period between the two. A 400-year period. You can't just pick up and continue something 400 years later. It is something completely new. Started by someone else, spread by someone else, taught by someone else. Verse 16, chapter 6. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. If you have shed innocent blood, God hates you. He hates you for shedding innocent blood. If you've ever done it, you're a man that God hates. And I guarantee you have received your punishment for that. And if you have not learned to amend your ways with the Most High, you are still going to receive more punishment until you find out how to amend your ways with the Most High and change the way you view the world. A lying tongue. If you just sit there and lie all the time, man, make up stuff you know you making up, man, you sitting there lying, come on, man, you know that God hates you, man. Also, an heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. A heart that divides. I'm talking about the heart that creates wicked. You sitting around and create wicked. Your heart causes your mind to develop wicked schemes and wicked plans, bruh. Feet that be swift in running to mischief. All somebody do is hit you up and say, hey, man, it's time, man. Anytime you're a man that can be easily lured into some mess, lured into some foolishness, lured into some drama, and all somebody got to do is come tell you that it's some drama over here, and you run to it, you can't stay out of it, your life is jacked up if you ain't got no drama. Come on, bruh. God hates that. He also hates a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Bro, let me tell you something. A dude got one time to sow some discord between me and another brother or between 2 other brothers. And I will never deal with that guy again. Because this is the thing. There are a lot of things you can improve. But that type of feminine energy never leaves a man. That type of feminine energy, a man who soweth discord among brethren, or in layman's term, a man who start mess between brothers. These are things that I've experienced throughout my life. Some a long time ago, some recently, some just a few years ago. But I have experienced this my entire life. There is always a wicked, evil, feminine-minded brother who is causing discord and strife between brethren. And there is nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than that. Godfidence, appreciate the $1 super chat, bro. Arch, what's up, Arch? Appreciate the $15 super chat, bro. Bro say preach. No doubt, bro. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. Appreciate it. My son, keep it thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. It shall talk. Well, we getting deep into the spiritual realm right now. When cats be talking about, man, how you get over this loneliness? Get to know yourself. If you lonely, that's because you don't know yourself. You don't understand your worldly man and your spiritual man are 2 different people. You have to get your worldly man, your physical man, in touch with your spiritual man. There are 2 different aspects of who you are as a man. That's the true definition of split personalities. We all have multiple personalities. You've got your physical man and your spiritual man. They're different. That's why when you die, they separate. You give up the ghost. You give up the spirit. The spirit leaves your body. The spirit man leaves the physical body. But the physical body is still there. They put it in a grave. It's still there. But the essence of living is gone. So they have to embalm it because it's dying now. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. That means being corrected when you do something stupid. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman, Lust not after her beauty in thine heart. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart. Chasing women is lusting after their beauty in thine heart. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Not everybody's life, the precious life, the righteous man's life. If you're an evil man, your life ain't precious. God don't care about your life. She will hunt. An adulteress does not want the evil man. A woman who is trying to turn a man out, she don't want a man that's already turned out. She want to change a man who's on the path. She is working for the enemy of your success. So I say again, for by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth in to his neighbor's wife, whoever so toucheth her, shall not be innocent. I know this. So if you ever hear anything, anywhere, these days now, I'm not talking about back in the day, I'm talking about these days. If you hear anything, anywhere, about me being involved with another man's wife, these days, it's just something you can't believe, brother. You shouldn't believe it. It makes no sense. It's not logical. Half of these dudes' wives don't even look good. So if you ever hear something about me in that, push that to the wayside. If I ever hear something about you in that, my brothers are the alpha space, if I ever hear something about you in that, I'm pushing that to the wayside. Nobody can come and tell me something illogical about my brethren. You can't. And I just run with it? No. Now, I may bring it to my brother. I may say, hey, listen, brother, word says this about you, man, and I don't know, you may want to address that, find out where that came from, man, or you may just want to say, you ain't worrying about it. I would just want to let you know it's out there, it's being said. That's what a real man does. That's what a godly man does. That's what a alpha male does. You see what I'm saying? Men do not despise the thief, if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Not his life, not his money, not his body, his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. That means when that man is on you, bruh, he don't want nothing but skin, bruh. He just wants skin. When he coming for skin, he wants skin, bruh. C. Rob, appreciate $2 super chat, brother. Chapter 7. Well, chapter 7 is more of a kind of like a story. You read chapter 7 on your own. Chapter 8. I know I said I won't call numbers out, but I'm doing it anyway. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy. The evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. Riches and honor are with me. Yea, durable riches and righteousness. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. If you hate wisdom, if you hate understanding, you hate your own soul, and death will be your payoff. So let's go back and look at chapter 7, man. We're going to go through the whole chapter 7. It's an amazing story that I want you men to think about. When you hear these men talking about, how amazing their wives are and how this and all that. Here's a story about a man's wife. All right, Banks 09, Country Cuz, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Chapter 7. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. I say again, she is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, impudent meaning brazen, strong, positive, confident face, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. These are the slick words she's telling the cat who lacks understanding. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. Husband now is gone on a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. That's why I tell you, man, if you got a woman, don't never let her know your moves. Don't let her know when you coming or going. Your brow should never know your schedule, because these are the type of things that might happen. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver. As a bird hastened to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth, brothers. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. For she casted down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Don't do it to yourself, brothers. Be ye of good will and strong faith. Control the lust that will lead you down this path with the wicked woman who would do such a thing to you. The fear of the Lord is to hate. Well, okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Now, let's talk about reprove not a scorner. For example, let's say you got a cat that's hating on you. You got a cat that's hating on you? Fine. Don't even respond to him. Don't try to correct it. I don't give game to cats that are anti-game. I don't give information to cats that are anti-information. I don't give spiritual awareness to cats who are anti-spiritual, who are anti-God. I do not try to reprove a scorner. That's what you do when you respond to somebody that's hating on you. I've been guilty of it, man. But it's always empty. There's no reward to reproving a scorner, because he's going to keep doing the same damn thing. He's going to go even harder. He's going to hate even more. That's just what scorners do. This ain't me saying it. This is the Most High. This is the wisdom of Solomon, man, when he was tight with the Most High, when the Most High was dropping gems on him. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. You did? A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Avoid a foolish woman. Avoid the foolish woman. If she's clamorous and knoweth nothing, man, let me tell you something, man. None of us deserves to deal with a stupid woman, man. Why would you do such a thing to yourself? You can't even lead a stupid woman. The Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. Treasures of wicked profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. Delivereth from death. I can vouch for that, brothers. Righteousness delivereth from death. Literally. Death can be around the corner, man. It'll be coming right full speed ahead to you. But righteousness, the Lord will put a shield around you, man. That death will have to bounce off you and go around the other way. I'm telling you what I know, brothers. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. Now, this is where we differentiate ourselves. Just because we all black don't mean we kumbaya. Just because we all brothers don't mean we kumbaya. There's a separation between us for righteousness and for normalcy. If you're just a normal evildoer, then God doesn't view you the same as he views a righteous man. He just doesn't. That's just the reality of the world. It's easier for some men to try to turn everybody against God because they're not with God than it is for them just to accept that things are going to be different for a man who honors God and receives honor in return from God. It's just going to be different. You can focus on money. That's all you can focus on. You can think about money because any man can get money. An evil man can get money. A wicked man can get money, which means that getting money has nothing to do with being godly. Any man can do it. It don't make you any better. It don't make you into anything. If I got 10 million, you got 1 million, does that make me better than you? No, we both millionaires. He becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. If you are lazy, you will struggle financially. If you are lazy, you will not grow fiscally. That is the bottom line. If you are lazy, your growth is stunted. And that's the reality of it, man. Blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence covered the mouth of the wicked. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. See, this is the thing, man. This is what brothers don't seem to understand. You can't be evil. You can't be a wicked man and then think people don't know it. If you're out here hating, man, doing wicked stuff, man, doing evil things, man, causing strife between brothers, people know it. People see it. People see it. You don't think they do. And you're concerned about it because you weren't concerned. You wouldn't hide. You just be evil out in the open. In the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found. But a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding. I mean, your grown man need a whooping. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. But not the experience of poverty. The mindset of poverty. The destruction of the poor is their mindset of poverty. You could be born into poverty and bounce and find your way out of it if you don't adopt the mindset of poverty. What's the difference between the mindset of poverty and the mindset of wealth? A mindset is simply that you have the mindset of someone who deserves this. The mindset of a wealthy man is that he deserves to be wealthy. The mindset of a man in poverty is that he deserves to be in poverty. It's just that he has to make the best of poverty. His goal is not to become wealthy. His goal is to be less impoverished than those other people around him who are also living in poverty. And that's the reality of it, brothers. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life. The fruit of the wicked is sin. He that hideth hatred with lying lips And he that uttereth a slander is a fool. Now that's a big one. The man that hates you but acts like he likes you is a fool. Any man who hides the fact that he has a disdain for you by acting like y'all cool is a fool. Not only is he a fool, he a beta male simp mangina. He one of the weakest types of men you could ever come across. Because he'll be the same man that uttereth a slander. Man, let me tell you something. Slandering someone's name is feminine, bruh. It should only be done by women. Talking bad about someone while they not there should only be done by females. And if you're a man that's doing it, you're a feminine man. It is not a masculine thing. It is not a godly thing. It is not a real thing. It is feminine. When women do it, it is normal. Anything that's normal for women to do is abnormal and awfully feminine when you do it as a man. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin. In other words, a man who runs his mouth all the time is filled with sin. You know what? It's funny. I just said this the other day. I said a man who, y'all remember this on the show, a man who talks all the time cannot be telling the truth. He's got to be telling a bunch of lies because there's not that much truth to talk about. So when I say things like that in totally different streams on totally different shows, and then I come and I quote that to you out of the book of Proverbs, that shows you, man, that I apply these things to my life. I hadn't even thought about this being in the book of Proverbs until I just read it now. But I've marinated on these words so much that they just automatically apply to my life. I don't trust a man who yaps all the time, always has something to say about everybody, because that man is telling some lies in there, and he is spreading some sin, and he is causing some strife between brothers, and he is doing a whole bunch of things. Because if you're telling the truth, you don't talk that much because ain't that much truth to be told. You can't volunteer truth. You can only tell the truth about a topic that's being discussed. No one walks around and just blurts out things and say, this is truth. Walk in the room and say, hey man, it's going to rain today. That's the truth. I don't like your shirt. That's the truth. Shot of your toes hanging on the front of your shoes. That's the truth. We don't walk around and do that. A man who yaps all the time is a liar and a creator of sin, man. That's what he is, man. That's what he does. That's what his life is based on. C. Rod, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. C. Rod say you won't get taught this in church, brother. Salute, brother. Anthony Creates, appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro say, hope this sort of content continues in the future. Glory to the Most High. Salute. Yeah, man, all praises to the Most High, bro. That's the plan, bro. That's the plan. To implement this thing, man. We got to get into the running me part of alpha running me. We doing a whole lot of alpha talk, but we ain't doing enough running me talk. In the multitude of words there wanted not sin. Means that sin is not lacking. But he that refraineth his lips is wise. The man who shuts up is wise. Listen, I don't have a problem with nobody. I don't go to panels because I don't want to be talking all the time. See, what you have to understand is this, man. Game is to be sold, not told. The more places you see me on panels, the more game I'm going to drop. The more game I'm going to give away from free. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I already give up enough information for free on YouTube. Way too much information for free. Literally, I give up too much free information, bro. I do. Way too much free information. To be going somewhere else. Talking about I'm finna go give up some more free information all over the place. Every time you see me, I'm somewhere else giving up some more free information. No. No, man, I don't want to talk all the time. I've been talking to him for an hour already. Man, listen, bro, I cannot leave here and go to somebody else's chat. I don't want to. After I get through talking here for an hour and 30 minutes, I want to shut up for a couple of hours. I don't even want to talk in person in my real life. When I'm done with these shows, bro, And that's why I moved my time to 10:15. At 10:15, man, I go on 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. I get done, man, 11:45, 12:15. Man, it's time to go to bed. And don't nobody want to talk. I ain't gonna worry about nobody calling me. Don't nobody want to talk that time. And now everybody going to bed or already in bed. Because I want to shut up after I'm done talking for an hour and a half. And that's real, man. You see somebody traipsing around, man, and they always popping up, man. Always want to be on somebody's platform. Always up in somebody's chat, man, yapping and running their mouth all the time. They talk too much. A man that talk too much is a wicked man. You talk like a female. Any man who behaves like a female is wicked. It is wickedness for a man to behave as a female. It's wickedness, man. Archie Long Dad, appreciate the $12 super chat, bro. Archie say, men who talk all the time is a liar and creator of sin. That's it, bro. Real. That is the exactly what it is, man. See, let me tell you something, man. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. Now I'm going to drop some on y'all right now. That's going to blow your mind. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow to it. What does that mean? You can get rich from the enemy of your success. You can get rich from doing wicked, but there's always some sorrow that's going to come with it. You got to go away and do a bid. You know, you lose a couple of your partners in a shootout. Somebody kidnap your child. Kidnap your little brother. Like the Paid in Full scene, where rich little brother got kidnapped by his uncle. Cut his finger off, sent it to him. Tortured the little kid, killed him. You saw how stressed out he was. Oh man, I gotta flip these birds, man. Come on, bro, I gotta flip these birds, man. I gotta get my brother back, man. I gotta get. What, man? You got 20 bricks in there? Him and his brother lost their lives, but he was paid. He was paid in full, as a matter of fact. Ace, paid in full. Almost got his face shot off. When the Lord blesses you with wealth, no sorrow comes with it. Joy comes with it. Peace of mind comes with wealth when God gives it to you. It grows and it brings positive energy with it because it's from the Most High. It's from the Most High. That's why a man who will do anything for money, man, is not to be trusted. A man who will do anything for money is never to be trusted. Never trust a man who will cut all kind of corners and cross all kind of lines for money. Because he won't even do that to save a life, but he'll do it for money. You talk about some wicked, evil energy, that's what you got right there. 100%. Now, the fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. How many men have you known growing up, man, that they were just wild. They were just out there, man. They was wild and out, man. They caught bodies. You know, they kicked doors in, man. They did a bunch of things. How many of those men you knew, man, that even when you were younger, these men who were older than you, how many of those men you knew, man, who lived to be old and free? Now, if you live to be old, but you got life in prison, you're going to never get out, that shit don't count. That ain't the same thing as living free. I'm talking about a man who's out living free, living prosperous, who was just doing all kind of wicked ever since you known him, man, is out there doing all type of things. None. There's consequences to be suffered for that life. And one of them is short life, a short lifespan. Show me a man like that, let him make it to 65, 70 years old, and I'd be like, okay, he's the exception to the rule. I don't know no exceptions to the rule from men who were just generally just wicked, evil men. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh frowardness. Man, and listen, and that goes in any capacity. I've known some cats, man, that have said some crazy criminal things to women, bro. I've known some cats that have said some crazy criminal things about people's children, man, people's seed. Said some crazy criminal things, man, about people's mothers, man, people's fathers. A wicked man don't know he don't know what to say. He has no filter. A man without no filter is like a female. A man without any wisdom is like a female. A man without any logic is like a female. So, man, we're going to do chapter 11, man, and then we're going to wrap it up, man, and we'll jump back on this again. We'll jump back on this because there are a few short chapters coming up, and that'll make what we've covered about even. Because there's quite a few short chapters coming up. So we'll do 12 through 15 next week, man, next Saturday, same time, same station. So let's wrap this thing up with chapter 11. Chapter 11. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. You know what that means? That means be fair. That means if you come to me and you want a brick, I'm going to weigh your brick out what it's supposed to weigh. You understand? If you come through and you want a zone on 28, man, I'm not going to put it on 23. You understand? If you come through, man, and I'm telling you, man, I'm going to give you a shoulder, I'm going to give you a shoulder. It ain't going to be a shoulder where me and my partners done chipped a little bit off and rolled up a few off of. It ain't going to be that. I'm not going to try to cut a half brick into a brick. I'm not going to try to do that. If you're coming for what you're coming for, that's what you're coming for. That's what you're going to get. See, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom. See, this is the thing, man. You don't have to run around doing a whole bunch of rah-rah because it don't mean nothing. It's not going to affect your life in a positive manner. Nobody's ever run around and got a whole bunch of things accomplished with a whole bunch of rah-rah. The people who really accomplish things just pop up. It's kind of like, man, when we won the block, man, we wouldn't tell nobody, man, what kind of one we was getting, what kind of money we was getting, man. We just pop up with a fly whip, just pop up out the blue. And people like, man, who is that right there? And you just pull up and jump out. You're like, damn, dog. Man, that thing hit, man. That thing fresh, bro. This is what we do. You don't have to be proud and haughty. See, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness is delivered from death. It don't matter how rich you is. It don't matter how rich you are. If a man wants to kill you, you're going to die a rich man. If a man rolls up on you, he wants to put that iron on you right there, no amount of money you got. Because if a man is willing to roll up on you, that man wants you dead. He probably already know your wealth. You can't buy your way out of a bullet to the dome right there when that man is ready to take you out. But righteousness will just keep a man's negative energy at bay. It just will. Righteousness delivereth from death. That's the reality of it, man. Righteousness delivereth from death. And we look at, man, why is so much death and all that, man? Why so? Listen, bro, let me tell you something. And this is real talk. Somebody may say, man, ain't no God, man. He let little babies get killed. Let me tell you something. If a baby is 1 year old, who suffers if that baby is killed? The parents, the grandparents. That baby ain't had no time in the world, man, to be worrying about leaving the world. Ain't like you're leaving behind that, no, leaving behind no children, or leaving behind no paper, or leaving behind unfinished business. Yes, that's a short life, but who's left to suffer from that? The evil parents are left to suffer from that. If you get out of your emotion and look at it logically, and then you realize that the evil parents are left to suffer from that. The evil grandparents are left to suffer from that. That's punishment for them. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. Now that I can vouch for. I can vouch for something that was intended for me, that the Most High, that God delivered me out of, and somebody else fell right in there, man, and dealt with that. Or got dealt with. You know, there were times when I was supposed to be somewhere for whatever reason, man, I didn't show. And at that particular time, man, it was a setup word got on streets, man, that it was finna happen. You know what I'm saying? I was finna get got. You know what I'm saying? And both times that happened, it was somebody that I really didn't view him as a homie, but I knew him well enough, man, we went back far enough where, where we were cool. We were cool, but we weren't partners. And both time, man, it was one of those cats where we was cool, we weren't partners. You know what I'm saying? Hell, man, trying to get me to come through for the okie doke, man. Ameezy, keeping it real. Appreciate the $7 super chat, bro. Now, an hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. Whenever you see two people, man, and they cool, and then suddenly they going at each other's throat, it's because one of them was a hater. One of them was a hypocrite and tried to destroy his mouth, and that tried to destroy his neighbor with his mouth, with his wicked words. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Now that's one I pride myself in. Nope, I've never shared anything anybody told me in confidence. I've never shared it. And I expect that type of interaction from other men. But most men don't live by the same creed. Most men don't live by the alpha creed, bro. That's why you and your partners ain't tight like that, because they don't live by the alpha creed. That's why you looked at your partners and started looking at them like they were aliens, because they don't live by the alpha creed. They just don't live by it. A righteous man, a real man, does not reveal information shared with him in confidence. And this is the thing. It shouldn't even be a struggle. A real man doesn't have an urge to share other people's information. A real man doesn't have a desire that he has to fight. He doesn't even speak on it. Bro, you won't even never hear me say something like, yeah, man, man, I know this right here. I ain't going to speak on it though, man, because he told me in confidence. You ain't going to ever even know that somebody told me something in confidence, because I'm not going to even address the fact that they told me something in confidence. Even that part of it is too much. Even that part of it has evil energy to it. That's why you got to be careful, man, who you open up to. These guys will spread what you tell a man in a minute. Listen, bro, and this ain't something that just happened new. All throughout my life, I've seen these guys do this. Most men, it's not just some men, most men run their mouth too much. They don't know how to shut up. And when you talk so much, you run out of information, so you start talking about everything you know. And eventually you're going to tell something somebody told you in confidence. That's why I don't tell nobody nothing in confidence. Listen, bro, I don't tell nobody nothing in confidence, because I just don't trust that people are going to be like me. I don't trust that people are going to be like me and keep it to themselves. I will never tell anything that someone told me in confidence. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. If I tell you something and you just go share a story you heard, man, no one knows. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me telling you something and you sharing it with someone and telling them that I told you that. That's beta. It's beta. It's simping. It's wimping. It's feminine. And all the other words that I can't think of right now that mean that it's something that a man shouldn't do. Rob L, appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Rob say, rather put my ties here than other places. Thanks for the precise breakdown, BOA. No doubt, brother. I appreciate the super chat. Rob L in the building, man. Salute to the brother. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches. There you go. Strong men retain riches. Not physically strong. Bill Gates rich. Donald Trump rich. Not physically strong. Diddy rich. Mentally strong. You got to be mentally strong to retain riches. Because the first inclination is to ball out when you get some paper. The first inclination is to ball out. Some guys, you never hear about them being in tax trouble, man. Why? Why? because they are strong men. How many gracious women do you know? How many women do you know that retain honor? How many women do you know that put you in the mind of Felicia Rashad? Even now, in her older years, Felicia Rashad has a regality about her, and she carries herself that way. Anybody who interacts with her, any other actors or director, anybody you see interact with her, they all show her a level of regal respect. So who knows if she's acting or not? It's a long time to act, so I doubt she's acting. You know what I'm saying? She's been this way for a long time. There's a level of respect that people give her. You know what I'm saying? As an actress, as a woman, as a sister, as somebody who's pro-black, as somebody who, they give her a level of respect. They still do. And not just because of what was it? Claire Huxtable, but because of who she is as a woman. Now, how many women do you know who get that type of respect from others? See, when you meet a woman, you want to go around her family. I want to go around her people. I want to go around her people. I want to go around some other people she respects. I want to see how she is around her co-workers. I want to see how she is around her boss. I want to see how those people interact with her. I don't want to see how she interacts. I want to see how they interact with her. How do they feel about her? Do they show her level of respect? Do they treat her like a pushover? Are they fair with her? Are they unfair with her? Are they nice to her? Do they treat her like a joke? Is she the butt of the jokes? And until you know that about a woman, she's not worth taking to dinner. The wicked worketh the deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward. I can vouch for that. They that are froward heart, they that are of a froward heart are abomination to the Lord, but such as are upright in their way are his delight. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, in the pig's nose, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. Meaning, just like having you got to dig a piece of gold out of a pig's snout, snotty, funky swine snout. So, the snout that you're not supposed to touch, by the way, that's the equivalent of a beautiful woman who lacks direction, who lacks a moral compass, who lacks that high moral fiber that keeps her from creating an OnlyFans account, who lacks that high moral fiber that keeps her from coming out scantily clad with as much skin as she can show without being naked, that keep her from taking pictures showing her camel toe, that keep her from wearing shirts that expressly expose her nipples, that keep her from taking pictures from the side where she's trying to show the curve of her butt. Now, doesn't that eliminate about all the women you've met in the past 10 years or more? There is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. Meaning, stingy people gonna be poor. And people that give, not trick off, or be stupid, but people who give and spread the wealth are going to get more wealth. Proven facts. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. And let's end this on this note, brothers. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. Behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth much more than the wicked and the sinner. So it's not saying that the wicked and the sinner won't be recompensed in this life. It is saying that the righteous shall be recompensed much more. So you can take those scraps, or you can live a life that's going to get you much more, which is going to increase the way you're compensated in this life.